Topic is integrating ethno-climatology knowledge to enhance climate resilience in organic tea cultivation. A case study of Sri Lanka in tea smallholding sector. I am Senaka Lalith Dharmasri Amarathunga, Head of Department of Uva Wellassa University of Sri Lanka. My co-authors are Ms. K.D. P. Kumar Singh and Dr. Ranavira. This is outline of my presentation. As you know, ethno-climatology is a field of science based on the local knowledge about the behavior and function of the climate in particular area. So adaptation is instrument in the nature or human system in response to actual or expected climatic stimuli or effect, which moderate harm or exploit beneficial opportunities. Therefore, improve adaptation and mitigation strategies for society to cope with future climate change. Let's see what are the conducive climatic condition for the tea cultivation. Optimum temperature is around 22 Celsius ambient temperature, and the rainfall 223 to 417 millimeter per month. And if it is sunshine hours, 4.9 to 6.4 hours per day, and relative humidity, this should be 67%. So when they have this conducive environment, tea successfully grow, and with result, we can expect more yield. However, climate change is common practice and the continuous process. So management practices, especially for depend on the climate condition. Most of the tea cultivation followed by rainfall pattern. So therefore, knowledge on ethnoclimatology is very important. When they have good knowledge, we can provide optimum condition for growing tea bushes. However, if you have low knowledge, which result in yield loss, pest and disease problem, with proliferation, nutrient deficiency, finally crop wilting and death, which provide capital loss. In Sri Lanka, we can identify about 46 agroecological region where tea growing regions basically located in wet zone and intermediate zone, which is based on the rainfall pattern and the elevation, we can divide it. And we had a very typical bimodal rainfall pattern where we have a 2 dry weather period and monsoon rainfall. At the same time, we have intermonsoon rainfall, which occur during this month. However, with this wet zone and intermediate zone are experienced with the extreme critical period, that is dry weather period. So this is the island. Surrounding area is the Indian Ocean, and rains come with winds. Where the southwest is active, we got good rain for the western region. During that time, eastern region had dry weather condition, and intermonsoon come in between. 2 intermonsoons are there. When the northeast rains come from this direction, which cover eastern part. So we can identify those critical dry weather condition. Sometimes this dry weather condition is very extreme. At the same time, we are experiencing the extreme wet weather condition. Both wet zone and intermediate zone are experienced. The most importantly, farmers, our traditional farmers, they have some observation and they also believe and myth with regard to prediction of rainfall pattern. They are observing the how cloud pattern and their indication, and certain pests or certain insect, how they behave, and wind direction, especially behavior of the birds, and their surrounding trees, whether they are budding or flowering, with more, sometimes more protein, some of the fruit trees other than the average crop or yield. So they predict higher rainfall. And most importantly, they are believe binara kaluvara phenomena, which hints on specific meteorological condition, especially ancient community, likely observe and harness this methodological knowledge using it inform their agricultural practices and planning. So prevailing period of high atmospheric temperature during the July and August, which result in accumulation in substantial amount of moisture in the atmosphere, which result subsequently during September, if the atmosphere experiences sudden decrease in temperature, rapid condensation occur. So leading to sudden and intense rainstorm. So this phenomena is most of the farmers are well aware. So research problem of our study. As you know, climate change is a continuous process. The organic tea farmers, they can't apply chemical application or any mitigation measures to reduce the drought damage by applying artificial method on application. Therefore, they should have a good understanding about local climate and adaptation strategies. If they haven't that practices, which result lack of awareness, especially lack of awareness, their practices is very low. In this area, very limited research was conducted, and the research findings and implications are very limited. So our research aimed to identify level of awareness on ethnoclimatology of the organic tea farmers and their adaptation strategies for climate change in Uva high-grown region. And three specific objectives, such as to identify the key factors influencing the awareness of ethnoclimatology, to identify the potential for the effective use of such knowledge in the application of adaptation measures for the mitigation of climate change effect, to make evidence-based suggestions for effective implementation of mitigation measures for climate change effect on sustainability. So we have identified conceptual framework for our study. There are three main components like socio-demographic characteristics, which are indicating here, and the community values, especially those parameters, and source of knowledge. Those are the three main independent variables, and we consider dependent variables are awareness of ethnoclimatology. Our research mainly focus most vulnerable area for the that is Uva region, where our university is located. The population is supply base of only tea factory, where they practice organic and biodynamic practices. We did random sampling, select to 100 farmers out of their registered supply base. We did data collection by conducting expert interview to gather the ethnoclimatology related information, and most importantly, to gather more detailed information by conducting field survey using pre-tested questionnaire. And we did some focus group discussion with the farmers and field observation. And this questionnaire was validated by conducting a pilot survey, and we did reliability tests for validation. And data analysis using by social science species package and Excel. And we did descriptive and correlation and multiple regression to establish the relationship between the studied parameters. And we develop index especially for to measure and interpret awareness of ethnoclimatology and knowledge gained from experience using 5-point Likert scale. So this is the index. And so we developed multiple regression model where Y is the awareness of ethnoclimatology level, where other dependent variables are as follows. And those are the measurement, independent variables and their measurement. Continue. And dependent variable, especially we use some of important criteria with regard to awareness of ethnoclimatology, especially impact of climate and weather condition, soil management, safe management, plucking standard management, pruning time and management practices. Then Likert scale used for the measurement of these level of awareness. This is a reliability test results. You can see Cronbach alpha value is more than 0.7, which means all component of the model having an excellent internal consistency, and research tool was reliable and will give credible results. So those are the descriptive analysis output, where our sample small holding, most of them are like a middle to elderly group. They have secondary education, family members, somewhere around 4, experience. They may have over 25 years experience. And most importantly, now they practice organic tea cultivation. Earlier they practiced normal tea cultivation. Now they are catering for the specific supply base. Therefore, they may have about 8 years experience with organic tea cultivation. Their land extent somewhere around varies 0.76 acres. They are gathering the information more than one source, somewhere around 4, or they are practicing average about 4 practices as against the climate, against the mitigation measures. And knowledge gained from the experience also, they had fairly high capacities, and they have a good belief and observation with regard to climate, ethnoclimate related practices. So out of our sample, majority of male oriented, about 64%. They are, as I mentioned earlier, middle to middle-aged persons, and their awareness is very important. They are about 55% of they are strongly agree with climate change is happening. They are experienced. They are well aware, and about 38% also they agree with these phenomena. Most importantly, they are living and working most vulnerable area like climate change. Therefore, they are used to practice or they adapt. Those are the most important recommended practices. A majority of them have high level of practices. That means they practice most of the drought-tolerant cultivars. When they start with the new cultivation, they use those drought-tolerant cultivars, and they are especially concerned about the shade management, both high shade and low shade. Those are the field observations. And most importantly, during the beginning of the land preparation, they highly concerned about to establish soil and moisture conservation practices to prevent the soil erosion with extreme wet weather condition and to conserve the soil, especially during the dry weather condition, and leader drains and the terraces, especially in the slopy land. And for the filtering purpose, they put some planting grasses about upper leaves of the drain and planting cover crops to minimize the soil erosion. And those are some of the cover crop where the vacant patches is covered, or otherwise they put some touching material. And they add organic manure, especially for conserve the soil moisture as well as for supplement of nutrient. And when they have a vacant patches covered with grasses, or when they have a rocky patches which covered with vegetation practices, wherever possible, they used to apply uh, uh, water or irrigation. Now, during the prolonged dry period, water is very limited. So up to certain level, they can practice. And most importantly, especially they are targeting with their knowledge and experience some of the dry weather crop, the dry weather pests and disease they used to manage. They use integrated pest management practices. They clean during the pruning time where the pests entering point and put the cover the pruning cut to prevent the debilitation of tea bushers. So level of awareness of ethno-climatology is almost like 50% of farmers, they have moderately aware and 37 highly aware. And we established the correlation among independent variable and dependent variable. We were able to establish with the age, gender, age, experience in organic tea cultivation, experience in the tea field, knowledge gained from experience, and observation, belief, and cultural practice, which has very positive and significant correlation with awareness of ethno-climatology. Where the other practices also have positive relationship, but not significant. After that, further, we did analysis by applying multiple regression model to validate our relationship among those parameters. So the regression model, which is fit significantly at 95% confidence level. And about 96.2 of variance in the dependent variable can be explained by the dependent variables in the model. So those are the independent variable. You can see which has positive and significant relationship with level of ethno-climatology knowledge. With the aging, that means elderly people well aware about those knowledge, and they are really concerned about the practices, and they have good experience, and they gather those knowledge, especially by working with the tea environment, and they are very sensitive with the changes of the environment. And they believe, which I highlighted earlier, and they observe what is happening in the tea environment. And based on that, they used to practice. Therefore, there is a very positive relationship. The majority of male farmers, they have positive relationship, but so the female farmers, they had some of lack of knowledge. The middle age farmers, they have good education and they had the positive relationship. When number of family members, higher the number, they haven't so many commitment. Therefore, they can't concentrate on the change in condition. Therefore, which has negative influence. However, experience and the cultural practices which had good relationship, positive relationship. Higher the number of or extent of land, they can't manage, they can concentrate, because our farmers, basically smallholder farmers, they can manage when the land is fairly manageable level. When it is higher the or extend, they can't concentrate. Therefore, which has negative relationship. So based on the positive relationship, we can written our equation in this way. Ethno-climatology, awareness of ethno-climatology depend on age, experience, or in cognitive field, knowledge gained from experience and observation and their belief. So conclusion, based on these findings, we can conclude a significant proportion of survey farmer in the Uva high-grown region force knowledge and understanding on ethno-climatology. They had 37% exhibiting high level of awareness, 50% having moderate of awareness. Age, experience in cognitive field, knowledge gained from the experience, belief and observation have a significant positive impact of farmer awareness of ethno-climatology. However, conversely, gender, education number of family members, experience in tea field, and land size, number of source, and the finding of this study indicate that organic tea farmers in Uva high-grown region employ various adaptation measures to mitigate the impact of climate change. These measures, including use of tolerance cultivars, soil conservation practices, effective weed management, efficient irrigation management, implementation of integrated pest management, and adaptation of shade management, agroforestry, and wind bale technique. Those are very important practices. They practice in varying extent. which will help to enhance climate resilience, sustainability, and organic integrity in tea production system. Based on these findings, we can suggest promoting training program and knowledge sharing initiative targeted at farmers in the Uva high-grown region, facilitate the formation of peer learning network where the farmer can exchange knowledge and experiences related to the climate change adaptation. Invest research and extension service, especially geared toward organic tea cultivation and climate change adaptation, and establish a system for long-term monitoring and evaluation of impact of adaptation measures on tea production system in farmers' livelihood. Those are the references for our study. So, tea plantation, they are requesting, harm me not. I'm your nation heritage. So look after me forever. Thank you.